Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. On this channel, you will learn English in a simple and easy way. My videos will help you improve your English language skills through stories, lessons, and daily practice. Arham was 21 years old and lived in a small, crowded neighborhood where every day felt exactly the same. He woke up late, moved slowly, and always felt stuck. Each morning his alarm rang loudly, but he pressed the snooze button again and again until he finally forced himself out of bed. His room was messy, his mind even messier, and his heart filled with the fear of an uncertain future. He wanted to learn English. He wanted a better life. He dreamed of confidence, success, and progress. But every time he thought about all these goals, he felt overwhelmed, as if life was asking too much from him. He didn't know where to begin. He thought that he needed to make a big change, take a huge action, or transform everything in one sudden moment. Because he couldn't do something big, he ended up doing nothing at all. Days passed, then weeks, and eventually months. He watched others move forward while he remained stuck in exactly the same place. It felt like he was standing at the bottom of a tall staircase, looking up, afraid of falling before even taking the first step. One evening, Arham went to the rooftop to get some air. The sunset was beautiful, the sky glowing with soft orange and pink colors. There he saw his neighbor, an older man named Mr. Hattie, sitting on a chair with a cup of tea and a small notebook in his hand. Arham had seen him writing in that notebook many times before but never asked about it. Arham walked closer and asked politely, "Uncle, what do you write in that notebook every day?" Mr. Hattie smiled warmly, as if he had been waiting for someone to ask. "I write down one small step I took today," he said simply. Arham frowned slightly. "Only one step? That sounds too small to matter." Mr. Hattie laughed softly. "That is what most people think. But life doesn't change through one big decision. It changes when you repeat small steps every day." Arham sat beside him, feeling curious. But how can one tiny step change anything? Instead of answering immediately, Mr. Hattie pointed at the sun slowly sinking behind the buildings. "Look at the sunset," he said. "Do you see how slowly it moves? You can't see the movement with your eyes, but it keeps going, inch by inch, second by second. And in a short time, the whole sky changes completely." Arham stared at the sky. The sunset that seemed still was actually in motion. Slowly, constantly. Mr. Hattie continued, "Big changes are nothing more than small changes collected together. A mountain is only a collection of small stones. A book is only a collection of small words. A journey is only a collection of small steps. But people wait for big moments and ignore the small ones. That is why they remain stuck." The words felt unusually heavy to Arham, as if they were meant specifically for him. Before leaving, Mr. Hattie said gently, "Just take one small step tomorrow. Only one. You don't need more than that." That night Arham could not sleep well. The idea of small steps stayed in his mind. He wondered if something so simple could help him. He wasn't sure, but he felt something inside him shifting. The next morning he woke up, tempted to hit the snooze button again. But then he remembered the sunset and Mr. Hattie's advice. Just one small step. He looked around his messy room. He didn't have energy to clean it fully. But he saw a shirt lying on the bed. So he picked it up and folded it. That's it. One small action. It took less than 10 seconds. Yet for the first time in months, Arham felt a tiny spark of pride. A small feeling, but real. The next day he repeated the step. This time he folded another shirt and made his bed. It took maybe 1 minute. But inside, something subtle began to change. The third day, he cleaned his table. The fourth day, he opened a simple English textbook and read for 5 minutes. Only 5. But for him, it was a big victory because he had started. Every day he wrote down his small step in a notebook, just like Mr. Hattie. At first the steps were tiny. One new English word, one sentence, one clean corner of his room, one small walk outside, one glass of water instead of soda, 1 minute of deep breathing when he felt stressed. But small things added up. Slowly, he began to feel lighter. As the weeks passed, Arham noticed he was waking up earlier without forcing himself. His room looked cleaner. His mind felt more focused. He felt more hopeful. He didn't change everything overnight, but the small steps started to build new habits inside him. He even began to speak short English sentences with confidence. One morning, he went back to the rooftop where he had first spoken to Mr. Hattie. He wanted to thank him. But when he arrived, he saw Mr. Hadi already there, smiling as if he knew Arham would come. "Uncle," Arham said, "I did what you told me. I started taking small steps. And I feel different. I can see it, Mr. Hadi replied proudly. "Your eyes are brighter now." Arham sat beside him, "But sometimes I still feel scared. Sometimes I feel like I'm moving too slowly." Mr. Hadi nodded patiently. "Slow is fine. Forward is enough. Even the smallest movement is better than standing still. The goal is not speed. The goal is progress." Arham felt relieved. Then he asked, "But what if I fail someday? What if I stop?" Mr. Hadi closed his notebook and said something Arham would never forget: "The magic is not in never stopping. The magic is in beginning again. If you fall, take another small step. If you are tired, take another small step. If you feel lost, take another small step. As long as you don't stop trying, life will not stop helping." Arham returned home feeling stronger than before. His small steps continued to grow. 5 minutes of reading became 10, then 20. One English word a day became 3, then 5. Slowly his confidence grew. He even started helping a younger cousin learn English, sharing the same method of small steps. Teaching others made him feel proud of his own journey. Months passed. He applied for a job at a local office. In the interview, they tested his English. He wasn't perfect, but he was confident, calm, and clear. When they asked about his progress in life, he told them about his habit of taking small steps every day. They were impressed by his discipline. A week later, Arham received a call saying he was hired. He ran to the rooftop to tell Mr. Hadi the good news, but when he reached there, he heard Mrs. Hadi talking to another neighbor. She said that her husband had gone to visit their son in another city for a few weeks. Arham felt slightly sad that he couldn't meet him right away, but he also felt thankful. Without Mr. Hadi's advice, he might have remained stuck forever. On the first day of his job, Arham arrived early. He felt proud wearing a clean shirt, speaking polite English, and working with confidence. He realized something important. The job, the confidence, the progress, none of it came from a big moment. It came from the small steps he had been taking every day. One tiny action at a time, he had built a new life for himself. One evening, after returning from work, Arham looked at the staircase of his home. He smiled because he finally understood something. A staircase is climbed step by step, not by jumping to the top. The same was true for life. That night, he wrote in his notebook, "I took one small step, and it changed everything." And later, when someone younger asked him for advice, someone who felt lost and stuck just like he once did, Arham repeated the same words he had heard on the rooftop months ago: "Just take one small step tomorrow. Only one. Everything else will follow."